It's time for Facebook Live, everybody. I'm Trainer Joe with Trainer Joe's Health and Weight Loss. I want to talk to you today about the benefits of having a mild heart attack. Well, if the first 10 pounds that you gained didn't get your attention, then what makes you think the next 10 will? And then the next 10. I had a client, she needed to lose, and this is several years ago, but she needed to lose about 200 pounds. And she really wasn't willing to do much of what I asked her to do. Hey, Valerie and Pam. She wouldn't do what I wanted her to do. Now, she came and worked out, but she wouldn't adjust her eating. And one day she said, hey, I've got a doctor's appointment. I'm really nervous. It's tomorrow. And then she was going to see me the day after that. And she came to me the day after a doctor's appointment. She was real excited. And she said, whoo, good news. Not diabetic. I was nervous I was going to be diabetic. The doctor said I'm not diabetic. She was so excited. She can barely walk. But she's not going to change because she didn't get a bad diagnosis. We tolerate the subtle change. Little cholesterol, blood pressure's elevated a little bit, sugar's up a little bit, pre-diabetes, then diabetes, and then we lose a toe. Had one realtor do my program, and I said, well, what brought you here? Why'd you decide to do the program? He said, well, a buddy of mine had to get his big toe cut off from diabetes, and he said that just kind of woke me up. How nice if somebody else's crisis can be your crisis. It's just the way our human nature seems to be, isn't it? Without a crisis, we just keep going and doing what we're doing. From my experience and what I'm seeing, weight loss is a byproduct of you waking up. Waking up to the reality, the truth that eating the way you've been eating should be unacceptable. That being too busy to exercise is a joke. That shouldn't be the case. That stress eating has become a norm, a default, a go-to, when really it should be unacceptable. It shouldn't ever happen. I know it's normal in our culture, and everybody pretty much that I talk to that gains weight back will bring up that it was stressful, and their stress was the reason. You know what the surprise should be rather than the surprise that we had a heart attack? And I don't mean to be callous. I don't want anyone, my goodness, I have family and friends that struggle and have heart issues, and I pray for them and want them to do well. But the surprise is that it's taken so long. If we just look at how you eat and how little you exercise, and then let's ask, well, why wouldn't you have a heart attack? Now, I'm talking to people that aren't doing what they need to do. Why wouldn't you have a heart attack? You know, we get signs. It's rare that somebody just has a heart attack. We get signs. Blood pressure went up, cholesterol wasn't good, doctor saying you need to make some changes. It's rare that you just have a heart attack. Your weight is up 10 pounds. You know, that's a sign that there's a problem. And then it's up 20 pounds. There's another sign that there's a problem. And then it's up 30 pounds. Then something else goes wrong. Well, he was the healthiest guy in the world. I can't believe he had a heart attack. Oh, you had some signs. It's not normal to gain the 10 or the 20 or the 30. You're not that special that you should be able to go around and just gain a lot of weight and nothing happen. Now, I know that's the norm, but only because we've allowed it to become a norm. I met with a lady a while back who she said, Joe, I was heavy, from elementary school. And I lost some weight, I've gained some back, and it's just been really hard. She said, She said, am I just too far gone? You know, she was just really being honest. She said, this is so hard for me. Am I too far gone? And we were talking, and she said, you know, I've got some equipment at home. I have a treadmill. And she said, I don't want to go to the gym. She said, I'm just not a gym person. And I understand what she means. I know a lot of people like that. I don't want to go to the gym. But at the same time, she's wondering, you know, can I do this? Is this possible for me? Well, don't say I'm not a gym person. Maybe you need to become a gym person. Maybe you need to say bye to the old person that eats way too much and moves way too little. That's not the person you want to be. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym, but don't be so turned off at becoming a different person. That's kind of the point. I'm not a cigarette person. And for me to have a cigarette and to put it in my mouth and to get a match or lighter, it just doesn't feel right because I don't do that. That's not me. It could become me if for some reason I smoke a cigarette and inhale a few times, suddenly I'm a cigarette person. And then I have heck to pay to become not a cigarette person because that's my norm now. And there's an addictive issue going on here, which that happens with food a lot too. And suddenly it's like, well, this is just, no, I'm stressed. What am I supposed to do? This is what I do when I'm stressed. And we do that with eating. And suddenly this is, what am I supposed to do? I was stressed out. I eat when I'm stressed out. You're going to have to go through heck to become not that person. Are you willing to go through a process to change? We ain't that special. Everybody else had to go through it. You're going to need to go through it. It may be easier than you think. It may be harder than you think. But you need to do it, or you're just going to stay that person. Do you need a crisis in order to start doing the right thing? Most of us do. Hopefully, you've had enough of a crisis, or you're going to just do it because you know it's the right thing to do. You weren't made to sit without moving. Some people call that lazy. You weren't made to be lazy. You may be really, really, really busy and say, well, I'm not lazy. Well, you need to be moving. You're made to move. Unless you're a farmer cleaning out the barn and running down the chickens, you're going to have to come up with some way to move and exercise. You're made to move. You weren't made to just eat because it's fun. You're made to stop when you've had enough. And you're going to have to figure that out. It's not that hard once you've decided you're going to do it. Now, I don't want to just leave you without any help. I've got two ways you can get help. Come to a group. We have one starting tonight. Today is Wednesday, February 6th. We're going to meet at Forks of Elkhorn Baptist Church in Frankfort/Midway. It's right there on the border, I think. At 7:15. Hey, you know, a lot of people act like, yeah, I need to do something. I'm ready to do something. And they're really just saying stuff. They're not ready or willing to do much of anything. There's no evidence. They're not moving. They're not taking action. You're going to have to do something. Start the process. You don't have to be perfect today, but you're going to have to start a process. You willing to do the process? Do something? Come on. You can also just get my book. It's called It's Only Food. You know, you were made to have food, but you weren't made for food to have you. It's Only Food. This is available on Amazon, Kindle, or paperback. If you want a signed copy, you can go to my website, trainerjoes.com. Come on, y'all. You weren't made to be like that and stay like that. You may have to go through a process to give it up, but let's do it. I'm Trainer Joe. I'm here to help you train your brain, retrain your brain, and transform your body. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in today. I appreciate it.